Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of GetAIed. So there's been a break of around 2 months. I haven't posted much because I have made a decision to move back to India. So I've been working as a senior consultant in warehouse management in New Zealand and did make a plan to move back to India to get into our family business, which is a similar industry and it's a distribution firm. Uh, it's a small scale distribution firm. And yeah, I'm back in India and settled down and thought I'll just restart where we stopped. And yeah, let's get back to the video. So as I mentioned in the video earlier, my family runs the FMCG distribution firm here in India. And after a lot of thought and reflection, I felt this was the right time to return and contribute more actively to our family business. Not that I'm going directly into the AI landscape change and all, but I thought if I start right now, I would see the right opportunities and maybe I can make the most of it. And during this transition, I've been also exploring the idea of starting an AI automation consultancy, specifically focused on the supply chain industry. And it's still in the planning phase, but I'm excited about the potential. With our 6 years of experience in the warehouse management system and core supply chain process, I see a huge opportunity for AI to make a real impact, whether it's in demand forecasting, autonomous warehousing, or supplier risk management. So there is n number of uh, opportunities which can be satisfied by the AI. In today's episode, I'll be sharing fresh insights from my AI journey. Although we had a break for 2 months, I'll share my whatever I could learn in between. I would just share it today, and we'll discuss how India's distribution landscape is evolving and what areas are ripe for AI integration, and how global changes like the ongoing US-China trade wars or trade tensions are influencing supply chain around the world. We'll also highlight some powerful AI tools that can be used right now to drive efficiency and innovation. So let's get into it. And first, let's talk about briefly on the plan of AI automation consultancy, which we planned for the supply chain. So one of my key focus areas is helping small and medium enterprises automate manual workflows, reduce lead times, and optimize operational cost. So in India's distribution industry, especially among the small and medium-sized firms, many workflows are still heavily manual. If you look at the ordering, it's all manual. So you take a paper, you write down what the retailers want, and then that order or that paper is passed on to the pickers in the warehouse or the distribution center, and they pick it manually. So they don't, when the order is being taken, they don't see how much of the inventory is available. So that's a gap. So you can't see how much of the inventory is available and you don't have the list of all the items. So suppose a distributor, so specifically for the small and medium distributors, they will have n number of SKUs, so the n number of brands, and they'll be having thousand SKUs. So it's hard for them to it's hard for a salesperson to remember each and every SKU, and it'll be hard for them to let the retailer know uh, how many units they need, or what product they need. And it's a bit hard to track about the inventory details and the inventory stock. I hope you get the point. But then what happens is it goes, this paper which is manually written goes to the picker in the distribution center, and he picks it manually. He goes to the first store, the first item, he picks it, then goes to the next store. So what happens here is path is not optimized. So in an order, there might be 10 to 15 items. So in a distribution center, each items are located in different locations. So there's is an optimal path which a picker can go and pick these items, these 10 items in the minimal effort, or in the best path, best or optimal path. So what happens when it's manually written is the picker has to go from point A to point B and then come again back to point A or zone A to pick the next item. So this is increasing the time it takes for a picker to pick one store. So ultimately the idea is, so this both of these are just an example. So ultimately the idea is, if something can be done to automate the process at the front end, where the order is being taken, and the order should be, so one, it should show how many items is there and how many units or how many inventory is there in the distribution center, and if it's low, then to make a restock uh, query or restock alert notification, something like that. And then for whatever orders being taken for a store, it should be sorted in such a way or optimized in such a way that the picker who is actually picking the product from the distribution center will only have to move a limited or an optimized path. Hope you get my point. But yeah, so that's in gap one gap which can be optimized with the use of automation. So till now there was a barrier, so it was all technical. So how to make a change individually for your small scale business, that was a bit hard because it's all tech based, um, or the person who does it should be having a strong technical background. But with the uh, introduction of AI or artificial intelligence and the recent ones like the AI agents, these work can be delegated to the AI agents. There is a huge opportunity in specifically in the supply chain. So this part is just one specific section of the distribution center or the distribution process, and the supply chain is huge. Supply chain industry is huge, and it's once, so you might have heard a situation when the Suez Canal was blocked for a day or two by a truck, and the prices skyrocketed. The entire uh, trade was affected, and all the countries was affected. So that's how important supply chain is in our life. This is the gap, and this gap can be filled with the use of AI, and that's one of the examples which I wanted to share with you guys uh, on the opportunity of AI. All right, now let's discuss on some key supply chain areas that is ripe for AI automation. So first one is demand forecasting and inventory optimization. Demand forecasting is really important because you need to have the inventory or you need to have the stock within your distribution center so that you can supply or you can make money. So that's the key point. So you need to have the stock within your distribution center. So what happens when you integrate AI into this business is, you can see, you will have a visibility that this is the scale at which my sales is growing, and this is how I need to make the purchase so that I have enough stock. So there is also a trend going. So as of now what happens is, it's all manual or it's all manual calculation. So we hope that this is April and May, so this is the school season, so I need to get this kind of stocks and stock it up and make it available for the season. But what happens is, the demand when the demand is manually forecasted, sometimes you oversupply or you have the stock, there is an oversupply or there is an undersupply. I wouldn't say there will be an exact or the demand forecasting can be precise. It's not about being precise, it's about making it better than what it is now. So demand forecasting is very important. So there might be multiple ways in this demand forecasting can be done. Maybe it's looking at the past sales data or past year sales information. Maybe it's with the current information or the current market situations. Maybe that demand forecasting can be done. So there is multiple options in which this demand forecasting can be done, and that needs to be integrated into the distribution. So all these sectors or segments is a scope for development in the supply chain. And the inventory optimization. So you need to, so ideally in my experience, what happens is, this how you have a supplier and you are the distributor. Supplier tries to push all of your products to the distribution center. So what happens is there might be fast moving products, there might be slow moving products. If the supplier pushes all the stocks and you have a pile of fast moving, slow moving and medium moving products within your distribution center, what happens is it creates a clutter, or it starts affecting your operational process like picking or billing and all those stuff. So ideally, if based on the demand, or based on how much the movement of the stock, if you can optimize your inventory and order accordingly, that's a big advantage. So that's another point. So demand forecasting and inventory optimization, that goes together actually. So both of them is really important. And as of now, as I said, it's manual. So there is a lot of potential to automate that process. So these are all based on data, right? So it's not like uh, as of now, it's like with the physical senses you have, you go and see, oh, this stock is about to end, so you need to reorder. Or there is like a daily manual check you need to do, physical check, we call it physical count. So you need to do a physical count manually and see if the stock is available for the demand. But if it can be, if these data points can be integrated, the best thing is you save a lot of money, because you always have the inventory for the supply. The second thing is the labor cost, and third thing is peace of mind. So that's the most important part, right? So that's one opportunity. And the next uh, area ripe for AI automation is autonomous warehousing. This is something uh, that's a bit not apt for the small and medium. So autonomous warehousing is basically done for the large enterprises like Amazon. So they do robotic picking, they do all kinds of picking, voice-based picking, robotic picking. You might have seen in the videos where a robot goes to the location, picks the stuff, and it uh, puts in a tote, and then all the packing and all those things are done autonomously. So this will happen in the future, but it's not for specifically for Indian market. I don't see it happening for the small scale business anytime soon. So small scale business, it's the labor is cheap in India, so it can run sustainably for a well 5 to 10 years. The only thing needs to be upgraded is the process, which are related to data and which can cause human errors, should be automated. Document and invoice processing. So the in the document, the so for the supply chain, so I don't know much about the international shipping and exporting and importing. I don't have the expertise in that space, but from what I know from the distribution point of view, there is a lot of documents which happen. So the first one might be we call it ASN, advanced shipment notice, or maybe for some people there is the purchase bill. So you need to get the purchase bill and then get that document sorted. Then you have the tax bill, then you have the shipping bill or GST bill or e-way bill, or then you have the all those document manifest, truck manifest, and all those documents. So there is a lot of documentation process happening. So if I don't know how it can be automated, but there is all these are like data points, right? It's not like a manual thing. So these process can be automated, and I would say there is an opportunity in this space as well. Next ones are supplier risk and quality analytics. So all these are, as I mentioned earlier, with the demand forecasting and inventory optimization, these are all related to data analytics. So these can be, so if you have a data analyst in your company as of now, if those process, whatever he does if it can be automated through an AI agent, you save the money actually. So you save the money and you save the time which that data analyst might take forever. And then the one interesting part is the chatbots and virtual assistants. So this uh, I don't know how well it'll go with the current landscape in India, but this is an interesting topic. Chatbots is a big innovation that happened with the AI agent. So earlier chatbots is like it was very basic. So you ask them a query, and if it is in that certain text or certain context, they give you a predefined text. And if it's not, then they give your, so suppose that they'll give like our customer executive will help you out and share their number. But now it has advanced a lot. So now you can have a AI agent set up for a chatbot. So it makes a human like interaction with your customer. So you don't have to spend money on the what would you call it? Call service. I got it. Call centers. So you don't have to pay money on call centers, or you don't have to have a dedicated person on your as your admin to pick up your calls and take the orders or whatever queries they have, returns or damages, and all those stuff can be automated through a chatbot or a conversational AI agent. We call it conversational AI agent. So you will be amazed by how much it has advanced, the conversational AI agent, because it talks like a normal human being. So that resonates with the customer. So that's a huge market. But yeah, all of this. So these are the concepts which I thought um, maybe can be integrated with AI. So I'm just wrapping up this video. It took a bit long to explain the stuff, but for now I'm just wrapping up this video. It will be on two parts. This will be the part one. Part two will be posting soon. And thank you so much for listening to me. And please give your valuable feedbacks. Um, and please do support. Thank you.